The African Queen. Story by Idara G. Edmund. There was once an African queen whose beauty was a country. In that country, everything was made of sweet dreams, and for that reason, everyone desired to build a home in her beauty. Blue seas danced into her beauty and sparkled every second with their waterfalls of happy tears, because her smiles kept them purified as long as they kept flowing. Parrots flew into her beauty and built their nests on her eyebrows, because the sweet dreams they discovered in her eyes made it easier for them to compose love songs.
In your beauty there is music, darling, you are so full of birds. And when you smile, I see angels having a party on your face.
Winds blew into her beauty, and they too were blissful ever after, because as long as they leaned on her arms, their comfort was sure, and their hearts were decorated with love. Every creature that moved into her beauty did not have a reason to seek happiness elsewhere, because indeed, her beauty was the fairest country on earth. One day, the queen gazed upon her beautiful self and noticed that there were shouts of joy everywhere. Birds were having a love party on every tree, blissful winds were spending their love holidays in her arms, and blue seas were getting married to the adorable smiles of her face. Oh, the queen confessed, these are the most wonderful living things alive. She wished she was as happy as they were. Daily, the more she observed them, the more she envied their happiness. She tried to become as blue as the deep blue sea and danced as they did gracefully in their spotless garments. But she could not do so. Then she tried to have wings and go about merrily like the birds, but could not do so. It was also impossible for her to become a blissful wind. So, sadness replaced the cheerfulness of her face, because no matter how hard she tried, she could not become like the happy people who lived in her beauty. Day after day, her heart became weary with displeasure, and this gave way to a web of wrinkles that replaced the radiance of her skin. Alas, her beauty was no longer a conducive country for birds, because they found it difficult to make new songs in its sad condition. So they left in great numbers until no single bird was found in that land. Blissful winds retired in their thousands, for life was boring in a land where there were no birds. Blue seas hastened out of her beauty, for they could not carry on in a country where there was no wind. The beautiful African queen was no longer adorable, for she had lost all the smiles of her lips and the fairness of her eyes in trying to become as happy as the wind, the birds, and the blue seas. Henceforth, she despised her mirrors, because whenever she paid them a visit, they only made it clear that she had become an ugly queen. She had no pleasure in fruit salads, because they could not restore her fairness, no matter how comforting they were. So the queen confined herself within the walls of her bedroom, where no eye could reach. But on the walls of her bedroom, the queen noticed that there was still some beauty left, for though she was now very unattractive, her portraits on the walls were not. In the portraits, love birds, blissful winds, and the deep blue seas were all having a good time. Parrots were inventing songs as they adored the flowers in her eyes, and the tunes of the songs transformed blissful winds into lovebirds, and the beauty of that miracle purified the blue seas. These made her smile and kept her smiling for days, because she could not stop appreciating the wonderful things she saw in the portraits. Now the ceaseless smiles on her face gave sunshine to her eyes, and the glory of that sunshine replaced the sadness of her skin with good health, and the queen became very beautiful once again. The story of her splendor was told to every ear. Birds came back in their thousands and resumed their love party on every portion of her beauty. Blissful winds and deep blue seas gladly joined the chorus, and the queen was indeed grateful. Henceforth, whenever the queen admired her beautiful self, she did not wish to be like any of the creatures who built a home in her beauty. She did not envy their happiness because now she understood that she was the treasure that life needed in order to go on with its divine beauty. And it became very clear that there is nothing as beautiful as being an African queen whose beauty is a country where everything is made of sweet dreams.